Well, today's guest says, I'm here to inspire, encourage, and equip women and widows across the globe so that they can continue to push forward in ministry, motherhood, marriage, and business. We're excited to have you here on episode 801 of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, season 2026. And our topic today is building a business through grief. And we are incredibly honored to have Cynthia Williams-Bey here with us. Listen, we're going to get into it and jump right into it right after this quick intro. Don't you move.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know. Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. And you are here for episode 801 of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, and we're going to be talking about building a business through grief. And so I'm telling you what, grief can take on and come in a lot of different forms. And today's guest is absolutely the voice of experience here. Not something she read in a book, not something that she got off of AI or Chat GPT. We are excited that our guest today is going to be able to pour into you, the audience. So do me a favor, go ahead if you're live, because we are live broadcasting on Facebook, a couple places, LinkedIn, YouTube, and go ahead and tag someone and say, hey, I feel like you should come in and check out this episode, or share it on your platforms. And thank you for those that listen and catch us in our podcast. Listen, Apple Podcasts, you are always top of the list there. So shout out to Apple, Spotify. We can't leave you out as well. And wherever you're listening, you might be listening actually from Amazon Music as well. So thank you for being here on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, where we are here to motivate, excite, and influence you. And we know that this show will do just that. Listen, I got to shout out my mother holding it down here over on YouTube. Hey, girl. Hey, glad to see you. And certainly my cousin Roberto coming in from New York, Roberto and Maryland checking in, saying we are here. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you for those that are over on YouTube watching us vertically on your phones. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We know that you are interested in like this content. So we want to make sure that we get you included. Thank you so much for being here, watching live from Toronto City, Canada. Thank you so much for being here. We are glad to have you. Let me go ahead and jump in and introduce our guest, because she's in the background in the green room, and we want to go right ahead and get into this topic. So Miss Cynthia Williams-Bey is a widow, a mother of 6 beautiful children, a prophetess, a best-selling, award-winning author, international speaker, philanthropist, and business mogul. She was born and raised in Brooklyn, and she is one of 19 children. Miss Williams-Bey is the CEO and founder of Heaven Sent Childcare, which has childcare facilities based out of Eastern Henrico, Virginia, and Richmond's Jackson Ward area. And guess what? Heaven Sent provides services from 6 a.m. till 12 midnight. We're going to get into that. And as a seasoned CEO and daycare owner of over 20 years, Cynthia consults and coaches aspiring and current business owners in the childcare industry and marketplace. She was recently appointed by the mayor of Richmond to sit on the city of Richmond's Minority and Emerging Small Business Advisory Board, where she helps support current and new business owners in the city of Richmond. And she is here again today on episode 801. Our topic, building a business through grief. Put your hands together for Cynthia Williams-Bey, coming to the stage right now. All right, Cynthia, we are glad to have you.
Hey, Sharvette. Hey, everyone. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, excited as well. Yes, and I just want to say thank you. That question, where are we from? We are based out of the United States. So thank you for tuning in. You're listening in from to us in the United States here. And so, Cynthia, I want to just jump right on in because you have so much that we could talk about, and I honor your time. And so, Heaven Sent Childcare. I want the listeners to hear like how that was birthed and your concept of providing care over longer hours than kind of like your standard daycare. So, how was Heaven Sent? How did it get birthed?
Oh, wow. It's just quite funny because my journey started in corporate America. Like I actually was at the bank. I was working for Bank of America in the call center, and the culture in the banking industry, customer service, the hours are crazy. You have to work every other weekend. You have to work after 6 p.m. And me being new to Virginia, I literally had migrated from Brooklyn, New York. I left everything, y'all, like literally left everything and came to Richmond, Virginia. And I found myself, becoming a single mom at that time. And I was having the hardest time finding childcare. Like I was not able to find something that was affordable for me as a single mom. And I could not find anything like after 6 p.m. And I ended up finding one lady that was doing in home, but it was just like every time I picked my son up, it was something. He was about 5 months. And what actually was like the final straw for me is he kept getting sick. And anybody that works corporate America, you get the verbal, you get the final warning and things like that. And I found myself at risk of losing my job, but then my son ended up in the hospital with RSV. And at that point, I was just like, okay, it's either I, sacrifice my son's health or I sacrifice this job. So I got to praying.
Yes.
I didn't really know God at that time like that, but I knew it was one. And I said, listen, I need you to help me. And literally, as I was sitting there at my cubicle, I heard the word Heaven Sent. And that's when he took me back to the memories of being a child and my mom being a neighborhood babysitter. And I was just like, no, God, kids. And that's how it was formed. And I did that as a single mom living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I was in a 1-bedroom apartment, and that was in 2005. And once Memorial, we just had our 21-year anniversary. Yes. Yes. So I literally opened up the day after Memorial Day. But yeah, that was the start of Heaven Sent Childcare, that 1-bedroom apartment. And my first 5 clients was actually coworkers, people from Bank of America call center.
Wow. Okay. So I wanted to make sure the audience had that background. And so certainly years went on. You met your husband. He became a part of this as well. Was he initially like, okay, yeah, I'm on board, or did you have to twist his arm any?
Well, it's so funny because, me and my late husband, we actually went to college together in New York. And it was just funny that we ran into each other here in Virginia, but he was the one that was kind of pushing me because I was in a home and I really, to be honest, wasn't ready to step out to a commercial space, but he encouraged me and pushed me to actually, go outside of the home. But yeah, he was like, I don't know if it was really encouragement or I'm tired of these kids in the house.
we got to do something else. We got to do something else.
Yes.
So thank you for that. And so, something unimaginably, happens, and you experience this loss, and some people might use another word, but this profound personal loss. And so, raising children, leading multiple businesses. How did grief really kind of shape or start shifting your purpose, as a CEO?
It really makes you, when grief hits you, it really makes you think about life and think about impact. Like, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? And let me ensure that I'm doing what it is that God has allowed me to do, and let me do it well so I can leave a lasting impact. Grief really makes you think about that. You don't want to, because it's like when you go through that moment of grief, you're just like, oh my gosh, like, because it just came out of nowhere, happened out of nowhere.
Just a freak accident, if you will. Wasn't a sickness, wasn't it just happened.
Yes.
Out of anywhere. And I know some people might say, how many children did she say she has? Because you look so beautiful and young.
Thank you. Yeah. Six. Yeah. 6.
And then pregnant at the time.
Yes.
Of your husband.
I was 9 weeks. I was 9 weeks pregnant. And I had just announced it to him the week prior to when he passed away. Like the week prior, we had the conversation. I told him I was pregnant. And like that next week, he had the boating accident.
My goodness.
So, yes.
And here's the thing about a full-time business owner, where like this is your livelihood. Like the next day, like, children still have to be picked up. The daycare still has to be run. It's not like maybe some virtual businesses who you can put a pause on things. So even like, I don't even know how, and I applaud you that your mind was, that this kept going. The Heaven Sent is just celebrated and this kept going. Can you think back to like any practical things, any practical steps that kind of helped you just keep moving and building and growing your business through this grief?
I would definitely say one thing to business owners is that it starts before the emergency. So before that happened in my life, God was pushing me. I didn't understand why. And even my late husband was pushing me to make sure that I had the proper systems and things in place. So the business itself did not depend on me to run. Right. So taking those steps and going through that hard process, because it is hard when you birth something and it's your baby, you want to make sure it's good. But as a business owner, you have to be able to trust the team that God has given you. Trust them to grow, trust them to make mistakes, trust them, and just kind of guide them through. So being in that position 2 years prior, God was doing that with me, having me put things in place and pulling myself out of the mix of day-to-day operations. But I would just say, like, you have to prepare ahead of time. But the other thing too, practical, when you go through anything like that, as far as grief, you have to set boundaries and not allow people to make you feel like you're a superhuman. You're still a human. You still have feelings. You still have to process stuff. So I had to set a barrier around myself and put people around me that took my calls, that talked to the parents. So that way I was able to, it was like I had to go into like a preservation mode. Like I have to preserve myself and this baby that I'm carrying. I can't allow this to take me out, because with grief, your mind can really go into a deep state of depression and anxiety and different things like that. So being able to create those barriers and
Yes.
borders around me and trust my family and my director and redirect people. It was like for probably about a year, nobody was able to get to me and talk to me.
That's so good. And that's so
Yeah.
smart as well. We see you coming on in. We're here talking about building a business. I'm gonna add building and growing a business through grief. And thank you for the hearts and the love that we see coming up here with Cynthia Williams-Bey, CEO of Heaven Sent Childcare, speaker, content creator. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And I think that there are a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners who have different things that they're, struggling with. Certainly the loss of a husband is like, it's way, way up there. So hopefully for those that may feel like, hey, I'm doing some things. Oh, let me put things in perspective because life didn't hit me like that. We do recognize everybody, life hits different people at different ways. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so thank you for sharing how you were able to like navigate your own journey and keep afloat. And so you now definitely you're best-selling author, international speaker, and you're often like empowering women, widows. And so how has sharing your story kind of become a part of your own recovery, your own journey? And do you find that it's, a tool that's helping other people through their grief?
It definitely has been a tool to help other women, but it's also helping me because every time I share my story and I open up, it's like I'm releasing a weight. Right? Because when you hold on to stuff, it can weigh you down. So bit by bit, as I release, it's like something is lifted off of me. Yeah. But it's, empowering someone else to know that they're not alone. Because when it first happened, I definitely was just like, oh God, like me, like who does this happen to?
The rest of us are like, Lord, we're not you. However, we trying to add this up.
Yeah. It was just like, how does this happen? But I just never forget when I was giving birth to the baby, because I kind of held on to stuff for a while. And then when I was in the delivery room, I heard, the Holy Spirit say, record this. And I didn't understand why. And I'm like, record this? I don't want to record this. This is a horrible day. Like, he not here. I recorded it. And I put it on the internet and it went viral.
Yes.
And it went viral. And I had so many women, not just from Virginia or United States, I mean, from all over, reaching out to me saying, thank you for sharing this. This happened to me. I lost my spouse when I was pregnant. And I was just like, wow, like I had no idea. So them seeing me still be able to go deliver the baby and still get on the internet and encourage, it gave them encouragement. It gave them hope, that they weren't alone.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because a lot of times people will feel like you feel like I'm the only one that's experiencing this. I'm the only one that's going through this exact thing. And so even just people reaching out saying, I experienced that. Hopefully, it was like a double whammy because it was like helpful for them, also helpful, helpful for you. And it kind of kicked off, if I'm correct, kind of kicked off kind of this content creator space and mode. So you're, certainly running the locations for Heaven Sent and all of that. But then talk about the content creator side of, Cynthia.
Yes. Well, one thing I know, my late husband is in the cloud witness is like, yes, finally, because he was doing so much recording for me. And it was just like, I don't know, we're just doing it. But it's just like now to the point where it's just like the fruit of that work is starting to happen and getting out there and really knowing my lane. Because before I'm the type, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just do it, God. But it's like now I'm doing it with a purpose and a mission behind it. Like I understand who my target audience is and being able to share the behind the scenes, because it's so many, and there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody has their lane, but so many content creators show like the good side. They show when they get to the other side, they show the boss mode. But
Yeah.
I try to show the behind the scenes because that family, the children, taking care of your home, that's what allows your business and everything else to be prosperous. So, that's my other message, because it's just like with losing my husband, I want to encourage other women of how to be a wife and the things they should focus on, so that way they retain and have a happy family and have a happy husband, because it starts at the home first.
Yes, yes. And
Mhm.
even with the content creation, like you'll even say, like, if it's a rough day, or you'll kind of, say a part of the grief journey,
Yes.
some days you might have a day and you're like, wait, and then you keep moving. And so really, I think that people following you will see all sides of that. Speaking of which, they might be saying, okay, well, how can I follow her? Where is she? All the things.
Yes, I'm everywhere. So I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and I'm on YouTube, and of course Facebook. So yes, please follow me, please support, engage, because it definitely helps. And I'm still building, so it does definitely help me be able to have the additional revenue to not just support my home, but support the children at my daycare.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Well said. Wonderful. And so congratulations also on your recent appointment to Richmond's Minority and Emerging Small Business Advisory Board. And so,
Yes.
yeah, what do you tell business owners who, are feeling stuck between either personal pain or something and kind of this professional responsibility? Right. Because you don't have sick days as you like in corporate. You don't necessarily, you don't have a sick day. You don't have the wellness days, or they don't show up the same way.
Yes. I would just say, understand that you are human first. Like, you definitely know, yes, you're the boss. Yes, you're the visionary, but it's okay as the visionary to sometimes say no. It's okay as the visionary to take days off. It's okay as the visionary to feel the pain, because
Yeah.
a lot of times when you're a very high producing person, high productive,
Yeah.
high performing business owner, we tend to get boggled down in the next thing. We will work ourselves to avoid dealing with the pain and in the process of whether it's grief, because grief doesn't just affect like death. Sometimes grief can be the loss of a business. Sometimes
Oh,
grief
yeah.
can be a divorce. It can be financial hardship. We grieve various different things.
Yeah.
So I would just say, understand that yes, you're a professional, but again, you're also human.
Yes.
So take a moment to feel it. I took 2 years off. Like, I literally took 2 years
Wow.
off. It was still things going, and people
Yeah.
assume, oh, she's still going, not knowing I had a team behind me. I had stuff going.
Yeah.
And by the way, y'all better get in coaching with Sharvette, because she's the one that taught me about, scheduling things out and things like that, recreating your content ahead of time, right? You
Let
think
them
I'm
know.
on the internet all day, but no, it's strategy, baby. So
Listen.
take
Yes.
that time.
Take
Take
that
that
time.
time, because you can't build anything when you're depleted. You can't build
Mm.
anything when you're hurting. You're not going to be able to think um good. You're
Yeah.
not going to be able to think straight. So just that preparation before the storm happens. Preparation allows you to keep going during the storm.
Oh, that is so good. That might have to be one of your books. I don't know what you're working on. I don't know. You're getting some love. Betty Jean said, I love her. I love her energy. Thank you. El Smith says, speak on it. Absolutely. Roberto and Marilyn said, well done. Okay. So here's a question coming in from Twitch. I love this. I think actually this is our first comment from Twitch. So welcome. Has she been able
Oh.
to find love again? And are her children active in the business so they will be able to continue it one day? Thank you for this question. Thank you, Twitch, which is one of our platforms we're streaming on.
Yes. So for me, it's going to be going on 5 years. I'm not necessarily looking for love, or anything like that, but I am open to what God has for me. So if it's God's will for me to remarry, then, I'm definitely open for it because I am a young widow. I thought we was going to be old together, but I'm a young widow. But I'm just definitely waiting on God's timing as well. And and then the kids, yes, we've always had them engulfed into the daycare business since they were little. My kids have been involved. They have been here. So it's so funny because this past week I had given some of my staff off because our summer program kicked off this week with field trips, and I knew it was going to be a lot of kids. And it was actually me and my kids at one of my locations running it. My kids and my niece. We were here from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And my daughter the oldest daughter, the kids love her. They love all my kids, but my oldest daughter, she just has this gift of teaching. The parents be looking for her every summer. Is Lyric gonna be there? So they work with me. They're with me. They give me great ideas and stuff like that. And they are involved.
They are involved. The legacy will continue. Elle Smith said, take your time on love. Take your time. There. It sounds like you are. Are you enrolling? Certainly we have people listening from all across the globe, but do you have openings for your Eastern Henrico location and your Jackson Ward location to accept children?
Yes, we are enrolling at both locations. I know that over here on Finlay in my Henrico location, we getting there with enrollment. Our Richmond location is our newer location. So we are definitely enrolling for children at that location.
Okay, perfect. And what's the best way, if someone's listening, what's the best way for them to connect with Heaven Sent Childcare?
Yes, they can actually shoot me an email at cindy@heavensentchildcare.co, or they can reach out to me directly at 804-803-9209. That is our business mobile. Listen, all the calls come to me. So even when they call the regular line, I catch every call. That's the other thing with business. Don't leave nothing on the table.
I love it. And those of you that may be widows, women, and hey, I want to, hear more, MissWilliams-Bey.com is the website. Also, if you're listening from Sharvette.com, look down below in the show notes because we have links to connect with Cynthia. Also, if you're listening in the podcast version, look down in the show notes. YouTube, look in the show notes. So those will be some quick ways. We've also tagged, hey there on Instagram. We see you all popping around there. So we've tagged on Instagram. We've tagged on Facebook. And, if you're like, I can't just reach out to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We'll get you to the right place. Oh my goodness. We have 2 minutes left. And so kind of as I start wrapping up here, you've built, thriving childcare enterprise, you're serving families, early morning to midnight. I mean, just amazing. What lessons, and you've touched a little bit, but I want to make sure we kind of tie this in a bow. What lessons from grief have influenced the way that you're leading, maybe even nurturing your staff and supporting the community?
Yes. Well, one thing when it comes to the community itself and me being a widow, I grew up in a single mom home, right? Single family home. So it kind of gives me a little bit more insight on their particular needs because I'm essentially walking through it to kind of know some of the barriers and obstacles they may face as moms, which allows me to be able to service them better. But then on the side, when it comes to my team, I'm more intentional. More intentional in regards to remembering birthdays, more intentional to make sure I'm really saying thank you, right, to them for the work that they do, being intentional about their needs with their kids. So when they have something, one of the things I do, and I challenge others to do this, I don't write my moms up. That's something that I stopped doing. Okay. I don't write them up or anything like that. So when they have to call out at the last minute because their children are sick or they have a relative that's sick, I don't write them up at all. I don't write them up because I don't, just kind of going through that process. It's just like, you just never know. Appreciate people, allow them to appreciate their family, because you just never know what life can bring you. So just being very intentional with how I love them and appreciate them.
I think that's good for all of us there. I think that is a good way to wrap things up of this intentionality. I heard someone say, I don't know who, so I can't quote them verbatim, but they said, death often reminds the living to live. Death reminds the living. That's good. To live. So Cynthia Williams-Bey, I'm always over here on the side. I'm shouting you out and rooting for you as a former client from, I think season 1 or season 2 of the Platform Builder program. Yeah. Just always have just been continuing to root for you. So keep going, sis. Thank you for being here and opening up and sharing with us in this building and growing a business through grief. And we just trust that God will continue to wrap his arms around you, your children, and keep your business thriving and growing.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Any last words or anything else you want to share?
Just encourage everybody to, just remember to keep going. Just remember your purpose, and just remember that storms don't last always. You go through the storm, but eventually them clouds are going to clear and the sun is going to come out.
There you go. Great interview, sis. And you got a tag there. So thank you so much over on Facebook listening in. All right, Cynthia, thank you for stopping by. All right. Oh, my goodness. Y'all, it is a wrap. Thank you so much for being here. This was, if you felt like, hey, I don't know if this episode is for me, I am positive that you grabbed something. And if nothing else, the intentionality that we should live by no matter what. And as Cynthia mentioned, actually this segment is being brought to you by the Platform Builder program. So jump over to platformbuilder.biz and learn more if you're saying, hey, I'm a business owner, needs to focus on marketing, my positioning, and my authority. We are open for enrollment for our next cohort, and we'd love to have a conversation with you. You can find out more at platformbuilder.biz. And it is a wrap. Thank you. Great show. I completely concur. And we're going to see you all later on the web. Again, thanks for those that are listening from any of the podcast platforms. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you're listening or watching from YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. What you doing? All right. We'll see you all later. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.